my favorite topic because a lot of people think that Asians are really smart in math. And I know I've talked about this in the past, but there's like continuation to some of these stories. So I had to bring it again. So next slide. Is there a clicker that I could use or no? Okay, never mind. Okay, so take a moment and I just want you to think about something that you feel like you can't do very well. And it could be school related, but it doesn't have to be school related. And I just want you to take a moment and just turn to somebody and tell them what that thing is that you're not very good at. Okay? So go ahead, tell them. Something appropriate. Okay. So I'll share a couple of mine. You guys can come back. Yes, Jennifer? Oh. Does anyone want to kind of share out something that they're not good at? Not whatever came out of there. Okay. Anyone feel like they're not good at math? Okay. Anyone feel like they're not good at reading? Okay, reading. Anyone feel like they're not good in science? Okay. I know. I actually didn't feel like I was that good at math. I struggled a lot. I wasn't good in all the sciences. Chemistry, I died, and physics, I died again, okay? And look at me, I have to teach that. So next slide. Go ahead and just put them all out there. Okay, so these are some things that some of you know. Like when I came to the school and they made me do a huddle talk, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. And back then it was like mental toughness and we were in this gym and everybody was new and I was new. So that was really scary. How many of you know I'm not good at drawing? Why was that so fast? Okay. Yes, I draw and everybody starts laughing and they're like, what is that? Is that a chicken? What are you drawing, Miss Christine? So my drawing is not good. Anyone know that I'm not very good at dancing?
That's a lie.
Okay. I fake it. But I'm really, inside I'm just, once again, cringing. Okay? And I'm not good at remembering names. Who knows that? You're sexy. Pablo, I get you by your right name. Kevin, where's Kevin? Oh, he's not here. I call him every other wrong name than Kevin, and I've done that a lot. So I'm not very good. So when you say that you're not good at something, or you can't do something, it's kind of like your mindset. You've already decided in your mind, like, I can't do it, or I can do it. So next slide. So there's two different kinds of mindsets. One is fixed, meaning I'm just born this way. This is my skill set. I'm good at these things, but I'm not very good at these things. The growth mindset is like, you know what? I might not be very good at this right now, but I can kind of grow my abilities and my brain to kind of do more than I'm capable of right now. Okay? So I think some of us, like I used to think, you know, I'm not really a math person. That's a fixed mindset. That's saying, you know, I'm just not good at math, but I'm really good at this. Or I'm not an art person, but I'm this. And we're sort of putting ourselves into this glass container that can't move. Next slide. But there's been a lot of research that says, you know what? You can actually really grow your brain. And if you look the neural connections in your brain, so your brain is all these nerve cells, and when they make connections, that's actually what happens when you learn something new. So here's an animal that was living in a bear cage. There's not a lot of things going on when you're living in a bear cage. There's no one to talk to, nothing to do. You're not stimulated in any way. But an animal that lives with other animals and toys, they looked at their brain cells and they found lots more connections. So it's not just how you're born, it's what you do after you're born. Same thing, look at a child at birth, those are the neural connections, and at 6, you have much more. Okay? So you can grow, and actually there was an interesting study, taxi drivers in Britain, in London, I don't know if I've never been there, but their streets are really crazy. Like, it's not like all like this, and okay, turn on 13th Street and then go down Elm Street. It's like, yeah, it's like super crazy. It's like Dr. Seuss made the roads. So people who are taxi drivers, they did a scan of their brain, and they found that after they had been driving a taxi for like, I don't know, 5 months, then they did a scan of their brain again, and they found that the certain region of their brain had actually grown. Because you have to learn all those routes, all those streets, so you actually grow your brain when you learn more material. Next slide. Okay, so people think that this is like all new, like, oh my gosh, you know, growth mindset, yeah, you can grow your brain. Well, Asians have known this forever, okay? That's why Asians don't let their kids ever fail. Well, not fail, but they're like, you know, they're like, you just do it. Like, I don't care if you don't think you're a math person, you better get straight A's. I don't care if you don't speak English and we just got to this country, you better, like, you know, get straight A's. You know, I don't care if you like this, but you're gonna like this. I mean, they kind of, it's a little bit extreme, but Asians sort of, in a way, have a growth mindset because they feel like, no, you can't just say I can't do it. You can do it. You just have to try a little harder. Next slide. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a little story about my daughter. She wasn't very good at math. Okay, so I don't know what grade this was. Maybe 2nd grade, and they were learning their addition things like 1 + 1, 1 + 2, 1 + 3. And when you know all your 1 pluses, you get like a little ice cream cone paper. So it's her name, and then +1, and then she learns the +2, and they put another scoop of ice cream, and all their ice cream is going up the wall. So you think little kids, they don't want to be like down here when everybody else is going up here. Well, Audrey stopped at +3, okay? And all the other kids like learn their +4, +5, +6. And she stopped at +3, and I was trying to like help her at home, but I don't know if you've ever tried to help little kids at home, but they're like flopping on the floor crying and mad at you. So I was like, okay, well, you know, she'll figure it out. But the teacher actually told me, you know, I think 3rd grade was over, and she's like, you might want to work on addition and subtraction facts with her before she goes to 4th grade. So I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like the only Asian that probably doesn't know how 4 + 4. So I was like, okay, we're going to do Kumon, and I don't know if you've heard of Kumon. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's like you take your kid there, and basically they give you like paper after paper after paper to do practice math, okay? They do English too. And then you take home all these packets, and every day you have to do a packet of math. So it's basically practicing, okay? And it's horrible. It really is horrible, but it's practicing. And so we forced her to go there, and this is her on her first day before she realized how horrible it was going to be. And one day I was sitting in there waiting for her, and I was sitting in the waiting room, and I was like watching the different families go in and out. And then I was like noticing something, and so I took out my phone and I started like tallying every person that came in, tallying what ethnicity they were, okay? And I was like, okay, they look, I mean, I just said Asian, okay? But they could have been like Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Asian, okay? And then I just kept tallying. And I think from that just one 30-minute period that I was sitting there waiting, like 80% of the people that came in were Asian. And then there was like maybe a half-white kid and like a half-black kid and one Latino kid, but then everybody else was like Asian. I was like, this is interesting, because my daughter is not good at math, but after doing Kumon, she's going to go back and she's going to know her math facts a little better, and all the kids sitting next to her are going to think, oh, you're good at math because you're Asian. And then they're going to look at that other kid who's also in Kumon and be like, man, they just got the math gene. They're just really good at math. They must be born with it. And so if you look at the next slide, I went online and I was looking for like statistics. And I think this was not the Kumon that we went to, but this was the Kumon like up in San Jose. That's what percent Asian were going to the Kumon at that San Jose Kumon. And there's like, it's basically Asian and a smidge of white, okay? So what does that tell you? Are Asians better in math? No, they push their kids in math. If their kids are starting to struggle, they put their kids in Kumon or other places or tutoring. Next slide. So that was the end of the story, actually, when I gave this talk last. And then my daughter was in 4th grade, 5th grade, and she did okay. But she always said, like when she would write, what's your favorite subject, what's your worst subject, she still would say, I don't like math, I'm not very good at math. And sometimes she would come home and she would still she's a little emotional, so she would still cry over her math homework. And so I was like, okay, it's okay. Like, I just want her to not be too confused, but I'm not trying to push her to be like math professor or anything. And so she was just sort of plugging along. She would get B's, and that's okay. That's great. For an Asian, it's not that great, but you know, B's okay. And so then this summer, her best friend's mom asked if Audrey wanted to do a math camp, okay? And I was like, I don't think she's gonna want to do a math camp. But you know, summers are so boring, and she would rather like be with her friends. So she's like, yeah, how about she can do a math camp, and Mom, you can do a science camp, and then you know, so and so's other mom can do this camp. And so we rotated. It was just her 3 friends. So I was like, all right, we could do like a little science something for fun. But that mom who did the math, she was like intense. She got like a 6th grade workbook, and these kids had just finished 5th grade. She got a 6th grade math workbook, and she made them go through the whole thing. And she made them do homework. And I was like, dude, this is like real tiger mom. Like I was kind of, you know, but I didn't want to push her, but she kind of ended up doing it. And she went into 6th grade this year. So she's been in 6th grade for three weeks. She came to me, Audrey came to me, and she goes, you know, Mom, I think my math is a little too easy. Because she's in 6th grade, she already did all of 6th grade in the summer, and she goes, I think it's too easy. And I was just like, what did you say? Because I've never heard that come out of her mouth, that math is too easy, it's going too slow. So I called the school, I was like, is there like another class that she could maybe go into that's a little harder? They go, well, she's already in the honors class, but we can test her for math, we can do an assessment test. So they did an assessment test. Next slide. She got into the highly accelerated math 6th and 7th grade, okay? This is the girl that could barely add 4 plus anything, okay? And I seriously would have never thought that she could be in an accelerated math class, but really all it took was this summer of like practicing and going through this workbook. It was so strange. It's not that she's smarter, it's just that she did all the problems before the kids that are in the regular 6th grade class. She already did it. And now she's in there and she's like, I already did it. So now she's going to the next level, not because she's a brilliant math person. Next class. So I wanted to show you a couple more examples. I know I can't draw, okay? And one of the camps we did, one of my friend's husband is an animator for DreamWorks. And so he came and gave the kids drawing lessons, and I just was gonna like provide the snacks and kind of like, you know, vacuum the rug. But the kids were kind of, you know, afraid of showing their work because some of the kids were really good drawers. And so I thought, I'm gonna draw. But it was kind of a joke because I know I can't draw. Here I have this fixed mindset, I know I can't draw. Okay, so here's my first drawing. He said, you need to draw this character. And I seriously am sitting there going, I do stick figures. I don't do like this thing. So my first picture is that, you know. And I was kind of embarrassed, but I was like, I really tried. I wasn't trying to make it all like scary and creepy. But if I looked at that, I'm like, you know what, see, I'm not a drawer. I told you I can't draw. And then I sat around a little more and I started I started listening to some advice about how to draw. Okay? And then I tried, the next assignment was to draw Dory. I did better. I did better. Me, who never thought I could draw, who always laughed because I was kind of too embarrassed, I actually drew that on my second try after I got a little bit of help. Okay? Next one. So my third one is that I know I can't really dance, and I feel like if you ever saw Back to the Future, I feel like George McFly, you know, that the dad who's just like really dopey, and he's like Marty McFly's dad. Anyway, so when the Cantinas dancers came, I thought, here's my opportunity, and I sat in one of the girls' sessions, and the first time around, I was like, you know, and all my moves were like a little late, and then I would each time they would do it again, I would forget what the move was. And so what I did was I sat through it twice. Those of you in the second time thought, man, Miss Christine, she picked up these moves really fast. But actually, it was the second time I was sitting through the same thing. And so I just want to say, you know what? For some of us, we need to sit through it another time. We need double the effort, double the work. Some of you are here for the second, third time. And some of you, like Maricela, she came in the summer. She did the extra summer program. Okay? Some of you have to kind of, like me, it's not going to come right away, but it will come if you put in the extra effort.